as healthy as I was, and I do physical, usually physical swimming, whatever. But one day when I left swimming, the beach coming to my house, because it was near the house, I started seeing myself becoming so weak that I can't manage even walk. And then I started observing when you go to the toilet, you find yourself forcing yourself to urinate. You find yourself really hard. And then I continue like that. And then constipation also was up there. A lot of constipation. But I just went down to the beach again and again. At the last, I observed a lot of pain in myself and some oozing of blood coming out of the urine testing. And I said, now today I'll go and see a doctor. There's a doctor in Kenyatta Avenue, can't remember his name, but there's a clinic there. I went there. This clinic, I told him whatever it was. He gave me some drugs, said, just have these drugs. I took the drugs, took them, went home, but the weakness was there, and the urine was still in blood. I came back to him. He said, let's go to the lab. We went to the lab with him. He looked at the whole thing, said, no, you must go to the hospital. There's something wrong with you. The blood had already gone down. So he took me himself. He said, no, I'm not leaving you. I'll take you to Pandia. I went to Pandia. We looked at it. They started doing their own investigations. It took time for them to come and conclude that it was cancer. I observed a lot of, I was just in hospital, investigation after investigation, the findings after findings. At long last, they came up, taking samples, whatever, biopsy, whatever. They came and found out, they said, this was cancer. Now, cancer of prostate. Now what do? They brought us some surgeons there. They came, look at it, they said, no, we'll work with it, we'll help you. So they took me to the clinics, they did the surgery, whatever they wanted, and I kept on feeling so. They went doing the surgery, and lastly, after they finished the surgery, when they finished the surgery, they said, now we'll take a sample, take it to Nairobi to confirm if this thing is still there. They took the sample, it went to Nairobi. When it came back, they said, cancer is not there. So I went to their oncologist. They took me to oncologist because the surgeon took me to oncologist. I said, just find out. The oncologist told me, no, I can't give you a clean bill of treatment unless we do a chemo for this. I said, it's okay. So the chemo in Aga Khan, because it was shifted from the hospital I was to Aga Khan, because the surgeon said he's going to do his operation in Aga Khan. So I was taken there. So when the chief oncologist looked at it, he said, we'll never give you a clean bill, so unless we do a chemo. I said, but the chemo there was very expensive. It was about 80,000 a cycle, which I could not afford. It was too expensive. My daughter told me, let's go to Trust General, because I understand they have also a cancer center. They've started in Bumburi. We went to Coast General Hospital. They looked at it and they said, okay, they started doing a chemo there at the Coast General Hospital. I continued with them until the last day when they finished the chemo, they took the samples again, they found that there was no more cancer. So I was given 3 weeks to go home and rest and come up after 3 weeks again. I went home, came back, and they looked at it again, they said, now you can break. And that's how I ended my journey with the prostate thing. But I thank God that it was in stage 2 and it was easy to handle because the stage was just that beginnings, and I thank God I did that, and that was the end of me, and they finished with me. Otherwise, it is not a good thing to have cancer. It is really hard because the family are really hit hard. Nobody is happy in the family when you have a disease like cancer. Because I remember myself, when I was told that it is cancer, I said I'm dead. And I was with my sister here, and she said, she was crying because she said, now listen, this brother of mine will die. And the doctor said, take it easy, Mama, he'll be okay. But she said he's going to die. And me, I also panicked. I said, I knew in my heart that that's the end of me. But thank God, after all this journey with the cancer here and there, doing chemo, doing what, operations, whatever, I came and stand up again. I thank God for this because, and I gave a lecture here sometime when they were opening the radiology, before the minister, by then I don't know, there was a Kikuyu minister and Joho, the governor, here at Coast General Hospital, on this prostate cancer. And people listened to it, and they were really, really amazed with what is happening. But that's how I came up with, and I'm standing right now. I'm strong, and I can do anything to do myself. Otherwise, I thank God for whatever came up with me, and I can stand before anybody and say the story of whatever I had, and I thank God.
Okay, quite a story. So, I just ask you a few questions.
Please do.
After diagnosis, so your initial thoughts and emotions was that this thing is going to finish me.
Yes.
So, which support system did you have then that helped you to maneuver through this journey with cancer then?
Well, the truth is, when I came from Aga Khan to Coast General Hospital, I found so many people with cancer. So I was being put down. I said, it's not me alone I'm suffering. It's many people are suffering. It's not me suffering alone. We have got so many people. When I talked to them, they said, we have cancer and we don't know, but God is there. Everybody was talking of God. And fortunately enough, there were some people, I think they were going around talking about cancer. They gave us a hope that we were like this, but now we are like this. So put your God first and do whatever you're supposed to do, and everything will be okay. Those are the things which put me up. And the God first. I read a lot of Bible, and they told me there's a verse in the Bible that says it's in Zaburi which talks of don't be afraid, I am with you, the Lord said. Msifadhaike, muko na mimi ndio Mungu wenu. So I say now, I think we've reached a stage where we can stand ourselves.
Okay.
Another question?
Yes, during treatment, I know there are side effects of chemotherapy. Did you experience them?
Yeah. There are so many side effects which, when you do the chemo, these side effects will come to you. First of all, you stop eating. You'll be nauseated. You won't feel like you want to eat. I remember one day when I was standing here, somebody was frying chicken there, very far away, but I got the smell. To be sincere, I vomited. You can imagine chicken is a good thing, it's a good delicious thing. But I vomited because it was not giving me any peace. They said that when you put food in the mouth, you vomit. There's a time I stayed 4 days without eating. So somebody came in and they told me, chukua majani ya mchicha, chemsha tu, usile, chemsha. So tukaboil ile mchicha huu, majani yake ile maji yale. Ndio nikawa naona ika accept. Chemo is a very funny thing. It gives you ways and things. It accepted with that one. And there are so many side effects which you feel yourself sometimes, legs cannot move, sometimes you get numb. You get numb completely. You can't do things. And you know you're restricted, you can't run, you can't do what, you're there, standing and looking at things. And there are many things, many side effects which you can get from when you have the chemo. Some of the side effects you find people, they are not happy. Happiness is not there because of chemo. So we thank God that we are standing today. We thank God, we feel that people should do more research in this, because I feel that this disease, particularly the prostate, this cancer of ours, kills a lot of people. Apart from other cancers, breast cancer also is a threat. This prostate is a threat to us, particularly male. And I remember sometimes when you go and that time when I was, you can't even, when you get a woman, you can't, if you ejaculate, you feel pains. So you feel faint. You can't have a woman even. It's bad. It's bad. It's a very bad disease, but God is with us. We're still pushing on. And we really pray for people, from the other people who are still suffering from it. God, put them up. But I could say one thing. The researchers who are doing research, particularly the Africans in Kenya, whatever they are, they should do more research and come up with something serious. Because at the moment, when I look at the graph of the people who die of cancer of the prostate, are many. The number is so alarming. Compared to Britain, compared to India. In India, the cancer problem, particularly on the prostate part of it, it's low. I can't see there is a reason to, and they're all doctors. I was there, doctors there, they are doctors. I don't think it's fair for us to die like that. And I don't know what the researchers are mixing. Is it the equipment? Is it the knowledge? But I always urge researchers to do more research so that they can come up with very standing orders so that we can at least minimize this kind of fatal things we are facing. Any question?
Then you also alluded to the cost of treatment, which is high. So how do you pay for your treatment?
Well, at first, I had somebody, when I entered the chemo in Coastal Hospital, I had somebody who paid for me. But it continued a bit, not very long ago. Somebody, the ministry came up with the NHIF system, which I also pray that it should continue because it really helps a lot of people. Our people here are poor, to be sincere. The cost of people are poor. And if we go on with this kind of treatment without NHIF, will go down very worse. And I remember one time when the radio department was in Nairobi, before this one, our people used to die a lot. Because you are telling an old lady or an old man who is about 60 years to go to Nairobi for radio. In his life, he's never been to Nairobi. And you're telling him to go to Nairobi. So sometimes, and when he goes to Nairobi, the appointment is going to be given six months later. So he comes back here and he died. We lost a lot of people really in this issue. But I thank God when the radio came down here, we are trying to minimize our... Okay. Any other question?
So you have mentioned some of the challenges that you faced as a cancer patient in the treatment journey, from diagnosis to the treatment journey. Any more challenges that you may not have mentioned?
Come again?
The challenges that cancer patients face in the treatment journey, the issues of cost that you have tackled, the emotional aspect of it. Are there any other challenges?
Yes. The other challenges are doctors. They are minimum. You can't find some doctors, and some of them are, unless you like cancer. Otherwise, sometimes they can just throw you out. You don't get treatment because of a doctor who is not cooperative. There's a lot of things which you find happening in this cancer issue. And sometimes, people come from far away. Some of them used to come from Kilifi. The distance also matters to this area. Some of them even come from Malindi. I had some people coming from Malindi, which the cost was so high and they could not afford it. And this is why we tend to lose a lot of people in this manner, because we don't have money for that. And we should also expand the clinical area of cancer patient. What I'm trying to say is the chemo, the number of chemo taken per day is very little. We should have more and more room for many people to attend to the chemo, because like now when you go there are people congested. Some of them are sitting on the chair. We find that we must have a bigger area where we can accommodate many of our people for the chemo, so that at least they can have a chance. Because somebody comes from Malindi, for example, when he comes here and is told, umekosa kiti, we can't get. So come to the next. So we should have a room, because we thank Bamburi, which came up with this idea. But we must have some people to come and help us, the government to help us build a more standard kind of chemo area. Because I've gone to other countries of the world, I've seen what they do. they have this hospital like this is cancer hospital. And let the leaders take a serious step to build hospitals of this nature for the cancer people, because cancer is not going to stay just like that and go like that. We need to fight it out. And when you fight it out, when it's low, then you win the case. So the government itself, whoever is, focus on this. Have very good bigger hospitals for cancer only, and equipment that.
And lastly, usually cancer patients usually have a lot of questions in their head. They need some information on how to go through the journey. So where did you get that information as a patient? Did you have any questions when you were diagnosed which you needed answers to?
Come again, excuse me.
So when you are diagnosed with cancer, there are questions which you have in your head and you need answers to those questions, right? So did you have any of those questions, and where did you get that information from?
Well, definitely you should, as a cancer patient, you should have some questions which you definitely know. And when I got a positive, and I was told I was a cancer patient, I was confused in the head. I was really confused. I didn't know what to do. Some of my mind was telling me go for prayers, because it tells you that, because you see you're going to die. So you have those kind of things in your head circulating you. Some of the things which also some people do is to commit suicide, because they have got no alternative. They know they're going to die. And we've had these cases before. Some people do this, which is not right as per now, because we are fighting it together. And I hope the researchers like you will come up with something better than what we have at the moment. It really affects my life, because you cannot perform in your working area. You can perform better, because if you'll be always in the hospital and always in that, and sometimes you're even sacked because of that. And the little money you have goes to the cancer treatment. It affects the life, because if it affects me, somebody who bring food on the table, that means the other people must suffer in the house, because the food is not coming the way it used to come. Now, what will the other people do? They always cry, and the house become miserable, because they look at the dad who's me, and they know the dad is sick, he cannot provide, our dad will die. Those are the kind of things you find. It really involves so many things. It touches here and there and there and there, until you find. If you had a car, you even sell it, because you want the treatment, you want food for your kids. So issues levels, which are there, affects a lot of. When you look at the direct or indirect, they affect.
And has it changed has there been difference from the time you were diagnosed to the treatment? How has it evolved?
Come again.
So we see this, how cancer is affecting your daily life, your work. So was it the same during that, with the first few months of diagnosis, then during treatment, and even after treatment?
After treatment, of course, when you get, you are clean, now you start building yourself again. People appreciate, particularly the family appreciates. They say, oh, that is okay, now we get food. The changes comes in immediately. When you are now okay, you're doing work, You get money and they appreciate. They say that it's okay. But during the time you're sick, everybody was sick in the house. Even the cat which is in the house gets sick because you can't get food the way you used to get it. The dog which is there is also getting the same problem, is feeling the same problem which you feel. So that way we must see.
And what helped you then with these things of finances, the stresses at work? What helped you to go through that journey then?
Come again, please.
What helped you to cope with those challenges of finances, the challenges in job, such things?
Good friends helped me. They gave me words of wisdom. And whoever helps me, some of them even donate to me. They give me some money under which I feel I'm secure. And even in the hospitals, the talk you get some to the doctors themselves, to the nurses, to the people who find in the hospitals. Also give you courage to do that, to be found.
And how was cancer affecting your family in your social network?
They affect my family on the social network.
And the social network? Your family first.
Yeah, they affect my family because my family is depending on me. You understand? My family depends on me. Now, when I don't get those, of course my family is affected. Sincere speaking. And if they have to do whatever social work they're supposed to do, they cannot do it. Because at the moment they're engaged in looking at me and doing some other things.
And how did your family come to know about your diagnosis?
That time I was diagnosed with cancer. I was with my daughter. So she had it. And I was with my sister. I told you my sister cried.
Yeah.
When she had that I was sick and I've got cancer. They were there and they had.
Okay, and the rest of the family?
They got the news. Because when you get cancer, you go back to the house. And when you go back to the house, family starts knowing that. You understand? And not knowing themselves, but particular. And because now we are going down and down, sometimes they call a social gathering in the house. They say it. Now we must find some money to help the mzee because pesa yote inaenda kwa matibabu. So in that way, the entire clan and friends knows that you are having a problem in that. Yes.
And I think you must have had a conversation with your family about cancer, what it meant to you, and what you thought the future would be. How was that conversation? Is it easy? Is it easy? An easy conversation?
Well, when you're used to it, and when you're used to talking to your family, you sit down and tell them. And not telling them only because they see exactly what you're undergoing. And you tell them exactly what you feel. That, ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem I have. And now we should do this, we should do this, we should do this. So that's the way we do it.
Okay. And has cancer affected your relationship with your spouse?
Let me answer that question this way. My spouse, when I got the cancer, my spouse had already died because of cancer.
Oh, sorry.
You understand? That time I got it myself because mimi mwenyewe nilimuuguza yeye na cancer of the uterus mpaka kafa. After that, a year again, I got it myself.
1 year after?
Yes. So you can imagine that.
Yeah.
And cancer inaweza kufanya wewe ukawa fukara kabisa because Look at that issue of taking the lady to the hospital in Nairobi. You stay there, and then she died. All the money goes there. Then you come back after a year, you start again with yourself. Cancer inaweza kufanya ukafukara kabisa. This disease. I fear it when I hear somebody has cancer, because of the amount of money I hope is going to spend on that, which I feel is ridiculous. Yes. Lucky that's nature. We are still fighting with you. We'll come one day with your research and come up with something.
So, some people say that faith playing a very key role in helping them maneuver the gene with cancer. So, has it been the same for you?
Yeah, faith. Faith in the meaning of the word God.
Yes.
Yes, because there is a section in Zaburi 23 verses 4. Nijapopita katika bonde la giza kuu la kifo, sitaogopa kitu chochote, hatari yoyote, maana wewe Mwenyezi Mungu uko na mimi. Rungu lako na fimbo yako yanilinda. I keep encouraging myself with that verse which gives you power. Inanipatia imani kuwa Mwenyezi Mungu yuko na mimi anytime. I do it. Yes.
Okay, tukimalizia, is there anything else that has helped you with cancer?
Anything else that you might not have mentioned?
One thing let me tell you, my friend. Wewe ukiwa mgonjwa, ukiwa uko na kansa, ukiwa na nini, ukiwa maybe ulikuwa una pesa mingi sana, alafu ukaenda chini, hata marafiki wanakukimbia. Wanakukimbia kabisa. Unabaki, rafiki yako ni mtoto wako, wajukuu zako ndio watu ambao wako karibu. Wale watu ambao walikuwa wako na wewe saa yote ndani ya gari, ndani ya nini, they are no longer together. So, cancer also keep friends away from you. You become alone, you and your family. So, it is a deadly disease. Na marafiki wanakukimbia kikweli because una chapaa, ulikuwa na senti, ulikuwa mkienda kupiga maji, mkienda kufanya nini, sasa una chochote tena wanazungumza huko. Yule bwana, sidhani kaka toboa. This is exactly what happened. If you want me to tell the truth, this is exactly what happened. Sidhani kama toboa yule bwana. Leo msikia, yeye aje tena kupigia simu. Lakini asikia tu. Sidhani. Lakini Mungu akikujalia, kama sasa sisi tulivyojaliwa, umerudia ile nini yako tena zaidi ya vile labda Mungu amekupa, utawaona Bwana anajua, Bwana anajua, all this nonsense they talk to you. Kwa hivyo cancer keeps your friends away from you, but when you come back, they tend to come back to you with many reasons. Thank you.
Okay, so last question. Kuna anything you would like to share with cancer patients and their families?
Yeah, I would like to have a talk and sincerely try to encourage them that cancer is a treatable disease. They should not put it in words that cancer, you'll die when you get cancer. That word should come out. If you can't get the treatment as fast as you can diagnose yourself with cancer earlier, I'm very sure you'll be taken care of. Treated with no problem. But when you leave yourself to the last life of cancer stage 4, stage 5, I don't know, then likelihood you will not make it. But what I want to tell these people, try to go and take yourself upimwe most of the time. Usiogope kwenda kupimwa. Nenda mapema jiangalie kila mtu alipo hapo. Nenda ukapimwa ujijue hali yako iko mbaya. Na kama hali yako iko mbaya, ubitite. Lakini usingoje pakati bana, ninaogopa bana, hapana. Nenda, face them. Come early and you're treated, you go home with nothing. Come late.